What is up, my witches? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. My name is Kat. You can call me Wicked. This is a channel all about my cross stitch where I show you the projects that I'm working on, but never my backside because I am a lady. I just want to thank you guys for continuing to come back and watch my videos. Appreciate that. I apologize for my appearance today in advance. It is extremely hot in Philadelphia. We are having quite the heat wave. And my office is on the third floor, so it's quite toasty up here, and I don't want to bother you guys with a fan. So this is what you get. Please try not to stare too hard into the abyss, because the abyss does in fact stare back. And with that little bit of advice, we are now going to get into the giveaway winner. So I had a lot of entries for the Yoda needle minder. Thank you, everyone. Love to see that participation. The winner of the Yoda needle minder is Heidi in the Purple Bunny Studio. What a great screen name. Heidi in the Purple Bunny Studio, you have won the Yoda needle minder. Congratulations. I know in your comment you said that you had a Star Wars project coming up that it's going to be perfect for. So hopefully it all works out. The random wheel spinny gods decided it was you, and so you it shall be. So with that announcement out of the way, we are going to move into the enabler spotlight. I don't have too many for you guys today. I only have 3, but I do have kind of, it's not an enabler spotlight so much as just an amazing announcement to share with you guys. That break right there is because I said a swear word and I wanted to cut it out. 2 videos in a row? No, not 2 videos in a row. We're not doing that. So let's get into enabler spotlight. So first person I want to mention is someone who shouted me out recently, and I have been watching this person for a very long time. And it is Jade, the 310 Stitcher. Hello, Jade. Thank you for continuing to watch my videos. Thank you for all of the wonderful things you said about me. You said that I am funny. Thank you. I don't write scripts for these things. I just kind of sit down, and then every time I am in editing, I will watch something random that I did and just crack myself up with my stupidity. So I'm so glad you appreciate my sense of humor. Guys, you guys already probably know Jade. She actually teaches tarot and does readings. She has an Etsy shop where she sells patterns. She's also a full coverage queen. She has so many full coverage projects, and they're all so beautiful. The name of her Etsy shop is Smoke and Ash Designs. There will be a link to her Etsy below if you would like to check out her patterns. She is working on Dragons of the Sabbat, which is no longer available, as you know, or if you didn't know, now you do. It is unavailable. You can still purchase the individual dragons if you want them, but the full Dragons of the Sabbat pattern is no longer available for purchase, so she's working on that. She's a fellow lover of Jasmine Beckett Griffith, who I absolutely love, as you know. She just has so many projects, very chill vibes. She's got like 24 videos posted, and she just posted another one recently to make it 24. So she's been around for a little bit, but if you don't know her, and if this is the first time you're hearing her voice, get over there and give Jade a follow. The next person I want to talk about also shouted me out, Maria the Green Stitcher. Now, I didn't know about Maria. I am so glad that she shouted me out to let me know about her channel. She's originally from Belarus, but she does now live in the UK. I believe she has a linguistics degree. She has taught English as a second language, and she has a Russian Flosstube separate from her English Flosstube, which she's had actually a little bit longer, so she has more over there. Not sure how many of us watching speak Russian, but she does have that available option for you. She loves nature and all things green, which is why she's the Green Stitcher. Not many whips, but very different projects in the whips that she has. They're all very different from each other. So she's got like Dimensions kits, Stony Creek 12 Days of Christmas, Mirabilia. She's into the Witchy Stitcher, and she is absolutely just lovely. She has 13 videos up right now, the lucky 13. So if you are not already following Maria the Green Stitcher, please get over there and give her a follow. She has very like green witchy vibes is what I'm feeling from her. So next up would be a lovely lady that I have been postponing doing a shout out on, but today is her day. Samantha, the Kansas City Stitcher. She is in my Round Robin group. She just did a mid-year whip parade, so you'll want to check that out if you want to see everything that she's working on. She was doing a 30 for 30 this year because she just turned 30. I remember what that was like. She has like 40 some whips right now, but she has plans for over 60 by the time the year is done. So get over there and follow her journey. She's got a long dog. She's got Nora Corbett. She's got a Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Absolutely. She does have a husky. She has a lot of different animals, but she has a husky puppy that you can sometimes hear in the background of her videos. Poor baby. And yeah, lots of spooky patterns. I've actually stolen some patterns from her already. And when she saw that we were doing the Mama Witch X Stitch Round Robin, she went out and bought it for herself. And as luck may have it, one of my original stitchers dropped out, and I was like, hey, since we have the same taste and you already bought the pattern, you want to hop in this with us? And she's like, sure. So she's in there with us. Absolutely amazing fabrics. She has several videos. She stopped recording and then she came back, and like a lot of her older videos aren't on there anymore. So it looks like she has less videos than she's actually recorded. And they just continue to get better and better in quality. You can't really say the same thing for my videos, but for her videos, everyone seems to be better than the one before. So get over there and give her some encouragement. That is Samantha, the Kansas City Stitcher. And those are my enablers that I have spotlighted for this video. Now hang in there with me and we are going to shift gears and start talking about projects that I've been working on since I last recorded for you. So the first project that I have to show you progress on is Witches and Demons Woodcut by Night Spirit Studio. I have made new project cards for all of the projects that I'm working on for Flosstube to try to make my editing a little bit easier. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. This is where we were, and not too much progress on this one, sadly, guys. Too bad, so sad. This is where we are now. So all I really did is I did a little bit more of this dude over here, and now we're having light issues again. So this one, if you can see, you can kind of see through the fabric. I'm doing over 1 over 1 on 18 count. And this is Vintage is the colorway by Zweigart. I'm doing 1 over this because it is a woodcut and I like the little scratched effect that it's giving. So that is why I'm not going in with 2 strands on this project, although I usually do. And yeah, so I didn't get too many stitches on here, but hopefully we will do better. And the floss is Shades of Black by Dying for Sass. So that is Witches and Demons. And then the next one up is a restart. In my very first Flosstube video, I showed this project and I had done it with just random colors. This time I'm a little bit more intentional with it instead of just, you know, whatever I feel like. So this is on some 25 count Aida that I dyed myself. This is Quaker Tiles by Vivster. And I dyed this fabric myself, as the camera is showing you. It's kind of mottled. Kind of looks like a rotting pumpkin, if I do say so myself. But that is also being worked with Shades of Black by Dying for Sass. And since this is 25 count, I am, of course, working 1/1. Hopefully my camera focus issues that I had in my last video won't plague me again in this one, but you know what, guys? I am using my phone, so give me a little bit of grace. This is not a professional channel. I am not a professional streamer, and yeah. Okay, just in case we were expecting perfection, that's not here. If you've been here before, you know not to expect perfection. Yeah. So next, I'm going to talk about the long dogs that I worked on for #JuneDog. Andy, the Crow Stitcher, is hosting this beautiful Sal. The first one I'm going to show you is Opening Gambit. Opening Gambit has been restarted. Opening Gambit originally was on this like pinky purple Ada, and I was going 2/1 on it, and I mean, I just fell out of love with the color of the fabric. And it was during a time when, you guys know I'm still a brand new baby stitcher. You know this. Coming up on about like 2 years of stitching, but like really, Flosstube has taught me so much and has encouraged me to expand my horizons with different floss, different fabric, and different patterns than I had usually gravitated towards. So with all of my wealth of new knowledge and trying new things, it was kind of inevitable that I would restart this one. So now that I've talked you to death, let's take a look at the new Opening Gambit. So this is on 20 count Ada, dyed by me. And the floss is Deep Space by Dying for Sass. And I love it. It's, you know, I showed it in Flosstube number 4. It is like the cousin to Shades of Black, because it goes from a very, very, very dark gray, almost black, to almost white, a very, very light gray. Which I'm absolutely in love with. So I dyed my own 20 count fabric, and I decided to use that floss, and I am now newly in love with it. Amy from Thread Gremlins asked me if I was going to be restarting it again. I said no. And on that vein, I do have another long dog that I restarted 3 or 4 times, which she also asked me if I'm happy with this one now. This one is Rose Markey. Rose Markey was a new start in my last video, and I have scrapped that project and I have started it once more. When I showed this on my last video, I showed what it had been before I had even filmed. And it's changed twice since then. So 4th time's the charm on Rose Markey, but wait until you see this. If you guys are on Instagram, you've seen it already, but check this out. Rose Markey, you have never looked so pretty with those greens and aquas. Ooh la la. So after I asked the question in my last video about what do you use on 18 count, because I was talking to Amy from Thread. Amy, I'm going to have to tag you. I'm just saying your name all over the place, because Amy from Thread Gremlins and I had a conversation, and she was using one strand on her 18 count that she was doing her Raven project on. If you guys haven't seen that yet, get over to Thread Gremlins, take a look, follow her on Instagram. She has finished pictures of the project, and she's sending me the pattern. And maybe the floss and the fabric too, maybe. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to start it. Anyway, okay, I'm getting distracted. So we were talking about, like, do you use 1 or 2, or does it just depend on the project that you're working on or the effect that you want or whatever. And, you know, people in the comments basically said it just depends on the floss and the fabric, right? Or whatever they feel like in the moment. Now, ever since I had that conversation with her, this is 18 count oatmeal Aida. However, I started out regular 18 count, 2 strands. That's my thing. That's what I do. So I started out with 2 strands. I'm like, man, that's tight. That's really tight. Like it's squeezing they're not laying perfectly flat on top of each other the way I want. And I'm like, I'm going to have to go to 1 strand on this, even though it's 18 count Aida. So yeah, this is 18 count oatmeal Aida, but it's over 1. But look, like for whatever reason, and this was not dyed, you don't see a tremendous amount of fabric showing through. Crazy, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I asked the question and the universe answered. You know what I'm saying? Like I asked, like, why would you do that? And then the universe is like, this is why. And I'm like, oh, that's why. I'm learning. I'm learning. It's a learning experience. Every day I learn something new. When you stop learning, you're dead. Okay? I don't care if you still have a heartbeat. When you stop learning, you're dead. Today is like the advice episode. I'm like doing life advice today. Oh, okay, so that was 4th row is the floss by Dying for Sass. So that's the new Rose Marquee, and it's not changing. I'm absolutely head over heels in love with it. Next up is the 3rd and final long dog that I worked on for #JuneDog. And this one was a restart in my last video, but right now we are looking pretty good. This is Gone to Pieces. And where we were, of course. And this is where we are today. So we've got some of the legs of the little creature coming in. And so not too much progress on this one. But if I hadn't been restarting Rose Marquee 700 times, I probably would have had more progress on this one. This is 19 count red wine Aida, dyed by Cam the Stitcher, was originally 18 count. Now it's more of a 19 count, going 1 over 1 on this fabric with, again, Shades of Black by Dying for Sass. In my last video, I mentioned that Shades of Black by Dying for Sass is my favorite colorway of any floss on the planet, and that is still the truth. Although, I gotta tell you, working on Opening Gambit, Deep Space is giving Shades of Black a run for its money. But then again, I'm a goth, and I have a dark little goth heart, so I'm gonna like those. And Bat Tears. Yeah, I showed Bat Tears in my last one too. Okay. Next up, a channel favorite, my favorite, lots of other people's favorites. It's Dancing Witches. You got a little sneak peek right there of my ladies. They don't want you looking at them unless they're ready. I've got some spare floss flying around here. Okay. Here is my ladies. Look at them. Oh, those hips don't lie. There are no lies at all in those hips. So, I definitely got more done here. I connected my ladies. I gave her a full body. She has body yaddy yaddy right now. Look at that. I mean, she had nothing. She was a floating head. She has a whole body right now. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Love, 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 love this project. Every single time I show it and talk about it, I love this project. If you love it too, you better hang in there after I'm done showing my projects. If you love Dancing Witches, hang in there. Do not click off of this video until you have heard my announcements. Extremely important. This one is 18 count Chance of Rain by the Digi Stitchery, and the floss is Morticia by Night Stalker's Calling. Next up, I have a new start. So before I show my new start, let me just admit that I have 25 whips right now. 25. And I've only got, from my count, my last count, 7 FFOs so far this year, and it is nearing the end of June. So I am starting to feel overwhelmed by the amount of projects that I have. And I don't think I'm going to be planning to start anymore until I get some finished. But I haven't been getting as much stitching done as I've wanted to. I've been working on my needle minders, and I am actually going to be taking a short, very tiny break from stitching to restock my Etsy shop of octopus, because believe it or not, the holidays are coming, and as we fellow crafters know, we start crafting for Christmas in the summertime. So that is going to be happening. But that being said, I saw this pattern come out and I had to immediately go to Etsy and buy it. I just had to. I'm not in control anymore. I feel like I have rescinded all of my willpower to the floss gods, and they are benevolent, but they are bougie. Man, they like to spend money. Okay, so this is Necromancer Witch by Raven Stitchcraft. And only a little start on this one, but this is where we are. And that is Pinhead. I made this needle minder. Pinhead is my favorite, like horror movie killer person. Everybody has their favorites. So yeah, this is 18 count Ada, dyed by me. The floss that I'm using for this is some cheap off-brand Amazon floss. If my camera will stop making me look like I have jaundice. Haven't had jaundice since I was a baby. Not looking forward to having it again. Thank you. I don't know. Well, whatever. So, so yes, so I had to start it, and I started it. Now, not a big start. I feel like I haven't gotten a lot of progress on anything really in the past 3 weeks. But I have been stitching. I promise you, I have been stitching. So this is the last project that I wanted to show you. And now I have to talk about Raven Stitchcraft. Raven Stitchcraft designed the Necromancer Witch and Dancing Witches. And she, I'm going to say she, I don't have confirmation on the pronouns, but Gizm is giving me very sister witchy energy, so I'm just going to go with she. And if I am wrong, Gizm, please let me know, and I will never mispronounce you again. She has, in her glory and radiance, she has bestowed upon us a Patreon to join. Her Patreon will be listed below. She is offering free patterns if you are at, I think, the $1 tier, maybe the $2 or $3 tier. I'm not quite sure, but it's very cheap if you want free patterns from her. So I'm going to be linking her Patreon. But other than that, she is offering my audience only, that's you, a free copy of Dancing Witches if you click on the link to ravencoven.com down in the box below. Click on that. If you click on that link, it will take you to her official website, and it will automatically pop Dancing Witches into your cart for you for $0. Okay? If you don't want to click the link, you can go to ravencoven.com, add Dancing Witches to your cart, and then your promo code is Wicked Cat with a K. So all of you, just for watching my channel, get a free copy of Dancing Witches. How fun is that? How amazing is that? And you don't have to join her Patreon to get that pattern. But if you love her patterns, clearly I do. I have so many. I told her I'm going to have to live to be 305 to do all of the patterns of hers I have, let alone the ones I plan on buying in the future. Love, love, love. If you love the vibes of the projects that I work on, a lot of them are Raven Stitchcraft. I can't say enough good things about her. Not sponsored, but holy God, if she wanted to sponsor me, this could be the Raven Stitchcraft channel. I'm down. Let's do it. Another thing that I wanted to mention, Shay, the Salty Stitcher, she, in one of her recent videos, not her most recent one, I don't think, but the one before it, she was saying that the spooky, witchy, gothy stitchers should get together and form a secret society, and she needed a name for it. And I was like, what about Shadow Stitchers? That's cool. She's like, oh, I love that. I love that. Shadow Stitchers. So coincidentally, when Gizm, Raven Stitchcraft, made her Patreon, I believe the $3 rank is Shadow Stitchers, which completely did not have that conversation with her. It's just, again, the universe delivering something to us saying, hey, you should be here. So I'm definitely there. I'm not in the $3 tier. I'm a little bit higher than that, but definitely get over there and check it out. Thank you so much, Gizm, for the offer. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for everything. Amazing human being, amazing patterns, amazing artist, amazing. And then that brings us to my hoard. So for my hoard, it was actually very tame this time. I didn't get any more supplies or anything like that, but I did get myself a new organizer. And here it is. So this originally said in cursive, life is good. And of course, I put like poison, witchy label stickers over it because, you know. And, but life is good. You know, life is really good. But I have seen a lot of stitchers using the Book of Days, which I think is cool. But this one, like, it has your weeks, right? It's just like a regular planner. It has your weeks, and then it has the month layout and everything. What I have plans to do, and I actually have an organizer that I'm using now, but this one starts in July. It runs from July to December of 2025. So it's an 18-month organizer, and it's got all of the tabs and everything. I'm writing down in the weekly spots the project name that I worked on and how many stitches that I did for that day. Then I'm totaling up my stitches for the day and putting it into the little month box. And then at the end of the week, I total up all of my days and see how many I had for the week. And then at the end of the month, I've been totaling up and seeing how many stitches I've had for the month. The only reason I can't share that with you is because I started in May and I haven't done a full month of May. I didn't do the full month of May, so I don't have May's numbers. I do have all of June up until today, but it's not the end of June yet. So when I get my full first month of numbers for the end of June, I will be sharing my stitching numbers with you. It's also been motivating me to stitch more so that I can write a higher number in my journal. I know that some people have spreadsheets, some people use a book of days, some people, you know, use junk journals. Like I had been using my junk journal, but I wanted something more formal, and I wanted something in a spiral binding and hardback. I really like hardback things, and I really like spiral journals that you can flip over like this. It just makes me happy in my down there places, you know? So this is the only acquisition that I have acquired, and it was only $12 on Amazon. $12 for a hardback 18-month binder that has the tabs and stuff. It was a pretty good bargain, I'll have to say. Everything's spelled correctly, which is, you know, whenever you buy cheap stuff off the internet, sometimes you run the risk of things not being spelled correctly. So yeah, that is it for my hoard. This is going to be a really short video, I'm just realizing, but I don't have that much to share with you. And this is why I'm going to be talking now about my premonitions. My premonitions are that I am not going to have a video up for you in 3 weeks. I am not. But that is because, as I said previously in the video, unless you skipped ahead and missed it, I am going to be working on crocheting more octopus for my Etsy shop in preparation for the holidays. And right now I have about, say, 80, maybe 70 needle minders listed. All of the needle minders that I currently have listed on my Etsy shop, they are one of a, well, they're not one of a kind in the world, but they're one of a kind on my shop, because once I sell them, I'm not restocking them. Every needle minder that's listed on my Etsy came in a pack of other things, and then that I pulled from what I wanted, and now I just have all of these left over. So the reason why the prices are lower than a stereotypical needle minder, and also I'm just not going to be restocking them. So if you do want any of the needle minders that you see that you like, definitely purchase them as opposed to favoriting them, just because honestly, if they go, I'm not replacing them. Okay. So, and thank you to everybody who has already purchased a needle minder from me. You guys are the best. Love you. And that would bring us to our media moment. And for our media moment, I'm going to have to use some editing magic. And so my media moment is Archangel, written by Sharon Shin. This is a sci-fi book, and it is actually a series. It follows the life of a girl named Rachel, and she is in a, we'll say, relationship with an angel named Gabriel. And this is, like I said, it's not a religious book. It is a sci-fi book. And there is a pretty interesting backstory to what is going on in Rachel's world. And I say world very intentionally. They do not live on Earth. The premise behind the series is that their god, Joba, picked up some of his favorite human children from a dying world that was plagued by technology. And the technology and the science had become so big that the civilization was destroying itself. So Jova picked up his favorite children and took them to a new planet where they could develop a society free of technology. And this follows that world. Now, it may not sound so gripping and all of that, but like I said, it is a sci-fi book, and it does progress throughout the series. So I wanted to suggest this to you guys. It is on Audible if you wanted to start the series. I have suggested this to many of my friends across the years, and everyone who I've suggested this to that has read it has absolutely loved it. So I hope that you guys would appreciate it as well. It is not a smut book. If that is what you are looking for, it is sci-fi. Okay, so Archangel by Sharon Shin. That is my media moment for you. I love this book. If you have read it, or if you do end up reading it, please reach out to me so we can dish on it. All right. I don't know what that just was. So I have some editing to do. Sorry that this is a shorter video. Sorry for my appearance, but like I said, it is hot and I am an old lady and it's just too much sometimes. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for continuing to watch my videos. I will be back for you as soon as I possibly can. If you need me in the meantime, please reach out to me on Instagram. It is Wicked Cat Stitch, same as here. And I know I'm forgetting 1,000 things, but I am not going to forget to tell you that you should absolutely not forget that you are, in fact, the only one who can be you. So when you go out there making sure that you are the absolute best you that you possibly can be. And I will see you in the next one. I love you so much.